Whether you're a mom looking to treat her kids to a super special, super chic party or growing your very own event planning business, wouldn't it just be amazing to have tables just like the ones we use in our events? Hi, my name's Bree and I'm the founder of Bashify, a Dallas-based event planning and party supply company. And in this video, we're going to show you exactly how I make the low tables we use in our events. I mean, come on, look how cute they are. Even though woodworking might not be your jam, I promise you we're going to guide you step by step through everything we do to make these tables. You can check out the description in the video for a downloadable PDF with all the supplies we use, along with product links and written instructions for everything you'll see here. I have a confession though, I don't build the tables.
I do actually. Hi, my name is Chris. I'm the co-founder of Bashify and, more importantly, Bree's husband. I'm the handy one around here, but I promise these tables are dead simple to make and very beginner friendly. As long as you don't mind a little sweat and sawdust, I know you can make an amazing table. I've literally made over a dozen of these, and in this video, I'll walk you through all the steps to build your own table with all the little tips and tricks I've learned. So go ahead, download that PDF in the description, get in the car, and let's go shopping. Like any project we show you about here, you're going to want to head over to your local Home Depot or Lowe's to pick up supplies. For the most part, the list of supplies you see on your list is straightforward. Honestly, you can probably order a ton of stuff online for pickup. The one thing that you want to go in and get yourself, though, is the wood. That's because you want to check every single plank to make sure it's as straight as possible. Hold the plank up like this on its thin side to check the bend of the wood. I can't stress enough how important it is to pick good, straight planks. So take your time with this. All the supplies should be able to fit in any mid-size SUV or crossover. But if you have a smaller car or you want to rent a U-Haul for the day, go for it. So now that you've got your supplies, let's get to work. Here we are at our Bashify storage unit, which also doubles as our workshop. Go ahead and get your table, miter saw, and sawhorse set up and get ready to start plugging away chopping wood. Now, if you haven't looked at the instructions yet, you'll notice that they call for 18 31-inch planks to get cut out of the 1x4s that you just saw. It can honestly be exhausting measuring out every single plank, which is why I use something called a stop block. A stop block is just something that sits a fixed distance away from your saw blade to make sure that you only have to measure once. Go ahead and measure 31 inches on your first plank and then set up the stop block. In this case, it was my sawhorse, to get you the perfect cut every time. Now you don't have to measure every time. Every few cuts, go ahead and pop those planks next to each other to ensure that you're getting cuts that are within 1/8 inch tolerance of 31 inches. Once you've got 18 planks cut, go ahead and line 16 of them up end to end like you see here. Be sure to look at each side of the plank and decide which looks smoother and face that side down. That side of the plank will be part of the tabletop. Mark little X's at 4 evenly spaced places along the planks. You can pause the video here to get an even closer look at how I space them out. Then it's time to get your Kreg jig out. We're going to use it to drill pocket holes into the bottoms of our planks and then connect those planks together using the Kreg screws we purchased. Go ahead and drill the holes right where you marked your X's, going plank by plank. When you're done, they should look something like this. Then, line them up like you see here and use your clamps to hold 2 planks together at a time. Use either 1-inch or 1 1/4 inch screws to connect the planks together. Notice how my right hand here applies a gentle pressure to ensure that the 2 planks are completely even and flush as I drive the screw in, ensuring a perfect fit. Voila! When you've assembled the tabletop planks, then you can go ahead and attach the final 2 planks like you see here to form your table ends. Now, your tabletop is probably a bit wobbly at this point, so we're going to secure that bad boy and make it real strong. Cut down those 1x3s you bought into 48-inch planks and place them on the underside of your table. Go to each corner and measure a point that is 4 inches from the short side of the table and 5.5 inches from the long side using your speed square. This will be the top outer corner of your supporting 1x3. Use the 4 points you marked to line up your planks and then secure them to the table with a 1 1/4 inch crank screw. Boom, your table is strong. Next, get out your sander with some 60 grit sandpaper. You'll notice that the sides of your table are not perfectly flush, and that is totally okay. Don't worry. Use the sandpaper to take down that up to 1/8 inch margin you left to yourself earlier when cutting the boards. Now, look at that. Those sides are really smooth. This part is going to take some patience, but it'll make the table look so much better. You gotta do it. Now you'll need to drill pocket holes with your Kreg jig on every other plank to attach the sides, like you see here. I know you're probably exhausted from all the cutting and drilling, and trust me, I get it. It can feel so repetitive and demoralizing. But you're almost there, you got this. Measure out the side length of your table. It should be 57.5 inches, give or take depending on the small variations in your wood. And cut a 1x4 to this size. This is the side of your table, and you'll attach it with a nail gun like you see here. Pop, pop, done. Finally, use some 3/4 inch pocket screws to attach the sides more firmly. Because these pocket holes are so shallow, sometimes the wood along them splits. Do not worry. We have a lot of pocket holes here to compensate for exactly that. If in the future you notice that too many of them split, you can always reinforce parts of your table with nails from your nail gun. We've done this. That's one of the many reasons we love this table design. It is so repairable and so easy to maintain. Now, let's get this puppy standing on its own 4 legs. First, you'll use your wood filler and putty knife to cover up any holes you made while nailing or any other imperfections you spot. Then get out your leg brackets and place them in the middle of your 1x3s, just like you see here, about 3/4 of an inch from the edge. Screw them down with 1 1/4 inch screws and they'll be snug and strong. Cut down your 3x3s into 18-inch legs and then get those screwed in like you see here as well. These hinges are awesome and have lasted us through a lot of wear and tear. They're just so convenient and we think you're going to love them too. To finish our table, we're going to sand, stain, and seal it. Go ahead and go over it with 60, 120, and then finally 220 grit sandpaper to get an incredibly smooth finish. Pay extra attention to any bumps, bruises, or just imperfections in the table, and be sure to show them extra love with the 60 grit sandpaper. Then apply 2 coats of wood stain using the rag dipping method that you see here. Be sure not to let a lot of stain pool or it'll cause weird discolorations. Let it dry for about an hour in place between 50 and 80 degrees, and then hit it with another coat. Do the exact same thing for the polyurethane, except be sure to sand it with 220 grit paper between coats of poly wherever you see imperfections. It might take quite a few coats, but the poly will seal and protect your table. It is such an important step, and it is so worth it. That was a lot of work. I'll say that for me, it takes about 3 hours of cutting and drilling just to build the table, plus another few hours of sanding, staining, waiting to finish it all off. But here's the thing. It really is mostly just hard work. The tools you'll buy are definitely an investment, but the materials are actually really affordable, and the whole thing should cost you less than $100. You can also rent tools or borrow them from a friend or family member to cut costs as well. Now go throw your party. These tables are always such a hit, and we designed them to be wide enough to fit so much stuff while also creating an amazing, intimate space to gather. This design has taken us through thick and thin, and we cannot wait to hear about where it takes you. I believe in you, and I know you're going to knock this out of the park. Anyway, that's enough of me. I think it's time to get back to my better half.
Thanks, Chris. You know, if I didn't have you, I'd totally give it a try, but I have you, so I'm not going to do it. We hope this tutorial was helpful, and we can't wait to see all the tables you're going to build. Please, please, please tag us on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you are with your tables, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel to see more tutorials like this in the future. You can also find even more helpful tutorials on Instagram and TikTok at bashify.co, along with our upcoming event planner course coming soon. Let us know your questions in the comments, and thank you so much for watching.